Now then, welcome back to Dystopia. We are at war, as you know, and we have lots of things in development. The guys have been very busy. We've got protections, we've got defences, and we've got guns. We've got guns by the bucket load. There's bags full of guns here, and all these guns here, and all this stuff here, and Toast has been making loads and loads of guns as well. Cadet Weldon Toast is in charge of weapons tech. But there comes a point when we run out of materials. And here's a little something that I've got made up that's not quite finished yet. I'm going to finish that in this episode to gather us more gunpowder. This is, you may know, a mob elevator. Water channel straight up, and the mobs will jump in water to get all the way up. So I'm hoping for some creeper killing action. And I've built this little mob farm down here in order to trap the creepers, make them spawn, and send them up to the top where we can kill them. I don't know whether we're just going to kill them, or whether we're going to get them to kill themselves, But this isn't quite finished yet. This is getting there, but it's not done yet. I think I hear a slime behind me as well. See, we got slime in this chunk? No, slime chunk should be this chunk next to us, according to Toast. Private Corporal Cadet First Class Weldon Toast built this rather large hole here, and it does have some slimes in it. Yep, it does. Not many slimes, but it does have some. Now, this mob farm is a very standard design that I've used many times before, and I've copied it blatantly from a very famous YouTuber who doesn't really need the credit anymore because everyone's been doing this before. But I should let him have the credit. I've done this in previous episodes where I've built one of these mob farms. E04. E04 originally created this kind of mob farm, and we need the gunpowder, and this is the perfect way in this mod pack, as far as I can tell, to generate gunpowder. There's no easy way at all in this mod pack. So I'm building a mob farm. At the minute I'm installing the lighting. The mob farm was working fine. Not great efficiency because we've still got to light up loads of areas. But it was working. That's what I know. So we're good to advance it to the next level. Doodar and I cleared this out the other day to make a start on it. And I believe we started it during Weldon Toast's 1 hour long special for his 100 subscribers. Congratulations to him for that. I'm sure you will have checked his channel out by now and possibly even liked what you saw and subscribed. He's also a fellow Madlander. We're on the Madland server and the DYSTOPIA³ server together. And he's on my team in this war. So I may take the mick out of him a lot, call him Weldon Toast and all that, but he still has a role to fill, and he's doing a fairly good job on YouTube to start himself out. I mean, we all started somewhere, and 100 subscribers is a good way to get going. So anyway, this mob farm. I am trying my best to build it as quickly as possible so that we can get as much gunpowder as possible to make as many missiles and weapons of mass destruction as possible. As you know, gunpowder means TNT, and TNT means explosions, and in this mod pack TNT means explosives. Let's just take a quick look. I could do with a break anyway. If we go into the IBM mod, there it is, ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles, and have a look at what it's got available to us. All of these amazing missiles of 3 different tiers of missiles all require explosives, and these explosives all require, let's see, condensed explosives, TNT. So let's pick any of them, and you go back down to condensed explosives, which need TNT. Condensed explosives make majority of these as far as I know. Yep, it all comes back to TNT, which is of course lots and lots of gunpowder. So this is what I'm building. Now I'm going to lay out the glass here and finish off clearing out and tidying it up a bit, and then going to lay some redstone down, and it's a very simple case of just redstoning up between all the lamps. Oh, hello creeper, you are already spawning down here. That's lovely to know. I was talking about you. Yeah, General Greens, or whatever you want to call them. General Greens. Yep, we were talking about you, General Greens, just a minute ago. And I'm going to try and use this mob farm to farm us up a load. So, without further ado, I'm going to have a quick cut while I finish building this section, and I'll show you more in a second. So, this section of the build is done, guys. We've now got redstone lamps rigged up all the way along the top here, and a flick of a switch turns all the lights out. Now that will darken the layer below. The torches I've tried to put in the middle as much as possible to try and make sure that the light goes down where it's supposed to, but doesn't allow mobs to spawn on this level. I put glass here. That would normally not be what I do. I don't normally put glass there to see through, but I decided to do that on this occasion. I am planning on building this mob farm, or a mob farm, on the Madlands series, so I don't want to go into too much detail about how it's built while I'm here right now. So you'll forgive me, but I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So, I just turned all those lights off, didn't I? Let me just turn them lights back on. So what we're doing today is not just about this mob farm. This mob farm is just one thing that I'm doing right now at the start. I should be able to take all of these off. I'll just give you a quick explanation, but if you want the full build of how it's all done properly, then watch my Madlands episodes in the future, because I will be putting it out on a Madlands, because I want a mob farm on the Madlands for all the same reasons. And this one is just very, very quick. I'm even leaving ores in the ground, because really the Dystopia server is just a temporary thing. We're playing this mini series out. We're taking our time with it. We're not going to just rush it for the sake of rushing it. But we are going to go back to a Utopia³. And when we go back to Utopia³, none of this will exist anymore. So I'm not really paying much attention to how long it takes to make. I'm not putting a lot of detail into making it work great. I'm just going to make it work. That's all I need to do. So, from the top then, we've got 6x6 platforms, and each one of those 6x6 platforms has a 2-wide channel next to it, and they are arranged in such a format that mobs will fall off the platform when they start moving about and fall into the water, and the water will carry them down into the middle section where the two waters will meet, and then push them down to the next section. That's just how it works. Then the water channels push them and keep them going all the way to the center. So no matter which platform they spawn on, they end up in the center walkway. And then from there, they go up the mob elevator there. Now, I broke a bit of the mob elevator as I was preparing the area for putting the roof in. It was all working properly, but I'm going to have to go and fix that again soon. So we're going to fix the whole place up in a minute, just to finish it all off properly. But I'm not going to go over that here with you. You guys will see the finished result in a few moments when I've got it all done. Hey, you there. Hey, you. What you looking at? You looking at me? You looking at me? Hey, you looking at me? Where's Mr. Green? Where's General Green? I want General Green, not you. Well, you're XP at least. Let's terrible. I have made a terrible mob spawner. Just doesn't seem to want to work. Seems sluggish. I mean, I know it's a long time since I built a mob spawner before, but they can't have changed that much, can they? I mean, they've changed mobs AI, okay, and I think they changed water, didn't they? Yeah. So I just built a rubbish mob spawner. This mob spawner's spawning a few mobs. There you go. Off you go, marauders. You two go up there. 3, okay. Where's the creepers? Where is General Green? I'm after General Green. Where is he? He's not down here. Why isn't he spawning? This mod pack. Is it the mod pack? Is it vanilla Minecraft has changed things so much? I'm lost. I don't know. I'm going to have to check things out. I'm going to have to find out other things. But that way of getting gunpowder was one prime example of where I was trying to use my vanilla skills to make it good. And there you are. Come on. Die! Die! We die! Yeah! Well, I got the XP and that's it. They don't drop anything that's useful to me. They might drop a few cool new weapons from the Borderlands mod. That's it. So I've built a NAF XP farm. Hang around here for long enough and they might spawn. But my job as the Colonel is to make sure that we've got everything we need. Gunpowder is one of the prime things that I was after. And I was expecting to do much better. We've got 747 gunpowder, which is a fair amount. And sand to make TNT, another very good amount. But there are other ways to make gunpowder. You've got sulfur. Sulfur's a difficult thing to get hold of. But with enough quarries and enough time, I could make gunpowder from sulfur. It's just hard work getting hold of it, because it only exists down by the lava lakes. Saltpeter. We've got a lot of that, and I've got no other uses for it. And charcoal dust. Well, charcoal dust is just burn wood, make charcoal, pulverise the charcoal, make charcoal dust, get lots of gunpowder. And everything else is just the same there. There's just those two methods. And I found this method. So saltpeter. Saltpeter, we've got 247. So that's like 100 times I can do this. And sulfur, that'll take 100 of the sulfur up. And I can generate 100 charcoal. So I'm going to have to get some wood. Well, so going out to make that mob spawner better, I think we need to light up a lot of the areas. Because a lot of the areas just outside. And it's raining right now. Let's change that. Let's change the rain. Let's use the weather orb. All these fancy little gadgets. Make it clear. And... oh, not that one. Make it day with the Steve stopwatch. Oh, back to game. Thank you. And leave them to recharge my hotbar. Get through this stupid door. Right, so... got quarries going on down the back there, which will pick up some sulfur as they go round. But I'm not going to use a lot of sulfur. But they will pick up the saltpeter as well, which is another thing I need. So we can make about 200 gunpowder from what I'm looking at. And that should make me about 50 TNT, which is about 25 sets of explosives. And then I need more gunpowder to make more of those missiles. Yeah, that's not actually all water there. I got slimes? Oh, I got slimes over here from there. I best kill that because Toast needs that to make some armor stuff. And they generate the chunks. They generate in chunks. That then means that you can't... bink. You can't get other mobs. And if these are spawning, then other mobs won't be spawning. And we need mobs to spawn. We need to get a spawn rate high, but we need to get it so that it's only in the trap, in the mob farm. That's the whole point of the mob farm. So there is about 128 blocks in all directions from the mob farm that needs lighting up. I mean, look at all this. You do the F7. F7 turns on and off this little reference grid. So you can turn that on and find out where mobs can spawn. And they can spawn everywhere. I'm going to have to light up all the above ground and all the underground just to make that mob farm work. These quarries look like they're doing alright. Cracking on. All the lava and stuff. I've had a feeling that I'll just put all the water in here. That one's digging away down that one. That one's digging away down this one. We're just carving out the world to get all the resources we need to make all these weapons of mass destruction. And a hell of a lot of torches is needed, so I'm going to go and cut down that forest. There's no tree farming technology in this mod pack, so we have to do tree farming by hand. I had thought about just setting up a quarry over the top of a forest and letting the quarry dig down all the trees. But these paxels are pretty quick at shifting trees anyway, so I'll probably just go around that quarry and just dig it all out. At least when it's quarried out, there won't be any mobs spawning because it'll be bedrock, which is a good thing. So that's one less thing to worry about. Like bedrock mobs don't spawn down there, so there's less to light up. But there are other things we need as well. That without any farming technology, without machines that do farming, there's not a lot we can do. There's like one of the other things that we need. Let me just do... No, can't change that yet. One of the other things we need for the missiles, if we go back into the ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles mod, so you've got the condensed explosives and all that. So you've got explosives, you need TNT, redstone, no problem. Shrapnel, you need arrows. Incendiary, you need sulfur and lava. Dehabilitation, you need water buckets and more sulfur. What's this green stuff? Poison powder. Revulsion, you need 2 condensed, and so on and so on and so on. So you need a lot of stuff to get these different types of explosives. To get the launchers, you need bronze. To get bronze, you need bronze plate or smelt bronze blend. Bronze blend comes from bronze. Okay, bronze plate comes from 4 bronze ingots. Okay, so we need a lot of that stuff. We need a lot of that into basic circuits. We need copper wire and bronze plates and some redstone. Copper wire costs loads of wool and loads of copper. The copper we're not in short supply of, but the wool's another big thing. Another thing that we've got to crack on with is getting a load of wool, and we have been making that happen over here. I've got a little sheep farm there, and Doodart set up a little sheep farm over here with a railcraft breeder in it. Now that's a hell of a lot, and it's run out of feed now. A lot of sheep, lots of sheep. Come and shear them as often as I can, throw them into the AE system, ready to make lots and lots of those cables. But it's very, very manual, and Feed the Beast is supposed to be very automated. This manual side of Minecraft normally happens in the vanilla, and I like to spend a lot of time mining stuff and sorting things out in vanilla. But on Feed the Beast, I want to set a quarry going to do my mining, and I want to build machines to do everything all. So we've got to come up with some ideas, guys. We've got to come up with ideas about how we can automatically farm sheep, try and automatically farm the trees to make the gunpowder. We've got to make gunpowder, lots and lots of gunpowder. There's plenty of TNT and gunpowder in there. There's a bit of wire in there. We've got some wool in there, 76 wool. We just need to gather loads and loads of those resources to make loads and loads and loads of these guns and all that. The other thing I had the other day was pretty awesome. Let's have a conventional missile. Let's make one of those. Conventional explosives, conventional missile. And a missile module requires fuel buckets, which I have refined all the oil in the desert. Well, I can refine all the oil in the desert. And steel has its own special recipe, which to make steel dust, you can use enriched iron and coal to make steel. There's also another recipe for it as well. Where was it? Can't remember. Steel, the other recipe. There's a steel dust recipe somewhere. Okay, I can't see it in here. But there was a recipe we put into the AE system. Where's that? We got it. We got it. We get it. We got it. Good. No. There it is. Oh, there it is. Somewhere around here. AE. There it is. Steel dust recipe. Steel dust, and then you stick that into the furnace and cook it up. And I think that is only. Let's have a look. Steel. There we go. That one. Let's see the recipe for that. A piece of iron and some coal. Well, the quarries are digging up loads of iron and loads of coal, nice and vanilla, and then we can make steel. So we've got steel on tap, that's no problem, that's cool. So we're getting plenty of steel. These circuits require all of these wires and bronze plates again. These cruisers require the launch supports and the launch platforms and steel plates. It's all fairly easy to get hold of. We can make it all. The bronze and all that's hard work to sort out and refine, but not that big a deal, really. Not too big a deal at all. Let's pop that, and that back. But I made one of these conventional missile launchers the other day. Rocket launcher. There we go. And I'm going to show you. So we're going to make a quick missile. Just conventional, or should we go for bigger? Let's go for a conventional. Just because it's going to be simpler. There we go. We've got missile modules and condensed. There we go. We'll get a rocket or two. Why not? Right, so you get 3 rockets for your TNT. And look at the size of this gun, man. Look at the size of the gun. And we want to go and kill some stuff. What are we going to kill? Let's go out this way. Let's go in there for a quick explore and go and blow some stuff up. Now, this actually damages the terrain as well, which is awesome. And because you can fire your missiles from a rocket launcher, we can do all sorts of damage to the enemy just from having rocket launchers. Hey, slime? Ah, there you are, slime. Hey, let's see how a slime feels when I shoot it with a rocket. Okay, let's get up here. And kaboom! You listen to that. Makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense. Massive. Massive explosions. Right, let's get another shot on. Right, ready you guys? And boom! Didn't kill him though, did it? Die, give me your slime balls! Okay. All of these slime balls make the Juggernaut armor, which is another thing that we're trying to collect and sort out. For Ghost to make, not Ghost, for Toast, Ghost Toast, sounds the same, Toast, Cadet Well Done Toast, needs all of these to make the foundation parts for making up the massive, massive defensive Juggernaut armor. Which means that we need to make Juggernaut armor because it's the best armor in the game. That's just the way it is. There's another quarry over there. I didn't know we had another quarry over there. Who's quarrying that out? Cento probably. Cento's probably started quarrying that one out. Anyway, so what I've got now, choices. Got to make lots and lots of creepers die to get lots of gunpowder. Or keep quarrying and using charcoal dust and saltpeter to make gunpowder, to make the TNT, to make the lovely rockets so that I can fire them off and kill slimes. No, I mean fire them off and kill the enemy. That's what we need now. That's what we need. This only has so much power. You've got to power them as well, so we need to be having a power source when we're firing that off as well. Man, there's so much stuff to collect and do, but I don't know how the Americans are doing, because I'm on at 1 o'clock in the morning in the UK. 1 o'clock in the morning UK time, and I'm the only one here. Which means the Americans aren't doing anywhere near as much digging and sorting and messing about with stuff. Either they're already way ahead of us, and they've already got loads and loads of gunpowder to make all this stuff, or I don't know what. I don't know what else. Or ooh, diffuser. I like the look of that. Laser designators, conventional grenades, other grenades and all that. I think we should avoid the grenades. But anyway, these sort of things we are going to try and create. Like, there's a diffuser. So I'm going to take a diffuser just because we had some ingredients around. And I'll charge it up over here in this thing over here. That's coal. This one over here. Here we go. Stick a diffuser in there. Get that all charged up. And I'm guessing that will diffuse any explosives while they come around. So we'll do some testing. I'm going to make up some of these different explosives out of what we've got. I'm going to figure out what things we want. Now, these red matter, they're banned. We're not allowed to use those because they're ridiculous. Antimatter, again, ridiculous. But I think everything below that level, everything else, we're allowed to use. All sorts of different missiles. Homing missiles. I mean, wow. Anti-ballistic missiles. I don't know if that is what we use to fire out to stop other missiles when they come into contact. But there are things like these radars and EMP towers and things like that. So we've got to find all this out. And I'm looking heavily into this mod now, because I think this is where the war's going to be won. We've got the special guns from... which one? We've got... well, let's start with what I can see. The MFFS, which Major Dude is looking into, is base protection. Can kill the enemy and can protect us from whatever with invisible shields, force fields. The other thing we've got is these weapons, which are rubbish vanilla weapons, basically. So forget that. There's no point getting that. If I was playing a different type of game without all the guns, then I would not bother with that. I would bother with that then. Nothing from Galactic Craft really catches my eye. Gun customization. Well, guns. These are the big guns that Toast is working on getting us sorted out. And armors. Well, the Infamy armors, we've got some very special ones. The Juggernaut is the one that we're looking for. But we've also got a ton of obsidian ready. So we're getting ready with the defenses and all that. Modular force field system. Version 2. I don't know if Doodart's looking into this one. I think he's going in with this one as well. I know he's doing the MFFS one. No, that's all the same anyway. So the other thing that we've got going is ICBM, which is the only real way of destroying the enemy base. We've got the defenses sorted. We just need to make sure that we've got enough of everything. We've got the guns sorted. I think Toast needs a load of TNT for some gunpowder, should I say, for making those guns and ammo and all that. But to make bullets and all that, he'll probably be able to make a load, and then we'll use the rest up to make these missiles. Now, I think that Toast was going to look into these missiles as well, being the master of weapons. But I fancy having something that I need to have a look at. And I want to mass produce these things. Don't necessarily need to fire them all or make them all or anything, but I need to know what's going into them. So everything that I need, or everything that we may need to make these things, like a nuclear missile need enriched uranium, and one of those which needs all of these type of different things, which needs those, which needs those, which comes back down to the TNT. So all in all, we've got a ton of resources. There's almost everything in here that I could possibly need. We've got to keep the quarries running constantly. Cento's engineered everything to set it up so that the quarries will be auto-processed, so that we'll end up with everything that we want sorted and ready in the AE system, so we can just come along and do what we need. I'm going to put them in there, actually. This is a vanilla X-ray machine. I don't know if you've seen it before, but I'll show you that some other time. We've really got to start grinding and grinding and grinding and finding ways of grinding that isn't very time consuming. So I'm going to be working on getting all that together to make as many missiles and rockets and missile launchers and all those sort of things as possible, so that when we get into our fight, we can just unleash like fireworks into the sky. Hundreds of missiles all heading over to the enemy base, just pinpointing and just destroying huge amounts of the enemy. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what Dystopia is going to be all about. That is what I will be doing until next episode. I'm going to be thinking of some really cool things. Not only have I worked on some of the traps, which I am going to show you after the big finale fight, but I'm also going to be working on a few little details, like I might try and figure out a way to automate a sheep farm, because we've got breeding and all that sort of stuff. So I might be able to automate something like that. And the quarries obviously automate, and I might have some sort of automated factory system for creating these ICBM weapons of mass destruction. But it's a long way off yet, guys. It's a long way off yet. We've got tons and tons of resources. We've got all the technology we need at our fingertips. Everything I want is working except for the gunpowder processing. Vanilla's failed me. I'm going to have to scrub up on that vanilla knowledge. Maybe I will try and do it in a Madlands episode in the future, but that just didn't work. Anyway, guys, we shall see you next time on Dystopia Cubed.